Director General of the National Sports Commission, Al-Hassan Yakmut, has reinstated the Commission's commitment to partner with any group or agency in the development of grassroots football in the country. The DG was speaking midweek in Abuja while receiving a Swedish outfit, the TikiTaka Football Development, which had just concluded a 4-day capacity building program in conjunction with the FCT Football Association.
This opportunity to us will be, just like you rightly said, the beginning of the development of a sustainable, consistent, well-programmed football development program where Nigeria's performance will be able to go beyond the under-17. It is expected that when you finish secondary school, you should go to the university. And the university, in terms of football, is the Senior World Cup. So we need to showcase what we have exhibited 5 times in the under-17 in the senior category. And the Sports Commission will leave no stone unturned in establishing a warm cooperation in terms of an MOU. We will encourage that MOU with you, which will be signed by the Grassroots Sports Development Department of the National Sports Commission, and will give you official access to the 6 geopolitical zones of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Managing Director of the TikiTaka Football Development, Boje Gustafson, said the abundance of football talents in the country, Nigeria has the potential of ruling global football if she intensifies efforts at organizing the grassroots.
We have 30,000 players from West Africa in Europe, but only 800 have contracts. Why? Because they transferred too early. So I want to find a way to let academies, coaches, everyone involved had the insight, the knowledge of that before we go. In the long run, it's better to have them well developed.
TikiTaka Football Development have so far organized capacity building programs in different states of the country, including Lagos and Benue. The outfit has been in Nigeria for over a year.
On my left hand side, my immediate left, you have the MD, Johansson, and of course you have the World Cup winning team of the United States of America. And the methodology is fantastic, and I see that they've done a lot. And I felt that it is high time we brought them here to Nigeria. We have an academy based in Lagos for under 17 and under 20 that has been there. And we've been having courses, try to develop coaches. And of course, trials. We had the inaugural one on the 6th of September in Lagos. Then we moved to Benue. That started on the 4th of November to the 8th of November. And here we are in Abuja. And I want to say here that we all have academies all over Nigeria. But TikiTaka wants to come in with the first football school or sports school that we're going to have in Nigeria. It's not going to be a program to educate coaches and players or to train players alone. It has to do with club administrators. It has to do with curators, that is equipment officers. It has to do with the stadium managers and what have you. We've never had it in Nigeria. And we felt that since NSC is the father of sports, and we said we should come and pay them a courtesy call and then explain our situation or what we have, and we need their blessings too. And I saw
Director General of this commission, National Sports Commission. That's why he has not failed. Why? At this point, I call on the
Football and sports in general in Nigeria. First and foremost is coinciding with the day that we'll be receiving the victorious under-17 World Cup champions coming from Chile. In some few hours, they will be arriving in Nigeria. And secondly, we also just received the world champion of Scrabble that arrived just 2 hours ago. And it has never been so good as it is in sports in Nigeria as it is now. We are witnessing a total revolution, a radical positive development in sports that has no borders in terms of what type of sports to engage. Because the country has over 60% of its population as youth. And out of that 60%, 42% are below 25 years old. And we have 32 million children in primary schools only. And these millions are actually reflecting the population of other countries, not a segment of the population of the country. When I was monitoring your observe this protocol to first, which will educate Nigeria perspective. Please.
My name is Börje Gustafsson. I'm the founder, owner, and managing director of TikiTaka Football Development HB in Sweden. I have been in football around 60 years. My son around 35, so we have almost 100 years experience from football. Some years ago, it was 6-7 years ago, we said, I wanted to give something back to the society because I've had a happy life in football. So we started investigate the European top clubs, how they have made their development to succeed. Also the national team like Spain, Germany, what they did to go from rather bad to very strong nations. We took the best pieces from each country, from each club, and put it together to a method that we call for TikiTaka method. And we developed clubs, academies, coaches, and players. We have a holistic view of the development. We don't just want to develop a person as a player, but also as a human being. We want to all our activities stand on 3 legs: school development, character development, and football development. Because it's so many players that want to play and want to be stars and professionals, but it's so very few that succeed. But if we have developed them as persons as well, they have some ground to stand on at. So we started in Sweden, and we have really succeeded there. When my son Tony signed a contract with US Soccer, he was not allowed to have any private businesses. And therefore, I took in Tommy as the head instructor, and I stole him really from Swedish Football Federation. So he has a long experience. And now we are here, and we have 30,000 players from West Africa in Europe, but only 800 have contracts. Why? Because they transferred too early. So I want to find a way to let academies, coaches, everyone involved had the insight, the knowledge of that before we go. In the long run, it's better to have them well developed. This year from September, we have had programs in Lagos when it comes to develop coaches. We have a camp for children from 7 to 16 years, and we have trials for elder players. We have it in Benue last week, and now we're here in Abuja. What I can see and what is important is we can't do it alone. We have to have help from the society and from coaches around us. And therefore, we started with these coaching courses to implement this TikiTaka method around the country. We have an idea to
We are mindful of the fact that we have mammoth talents in all sports in Nigeria. But I want to tell you the absolute truth and fact that the gap that is eminent in our sports development approach is actually the methodology and pedagogy. The content of the process and the method has been two separate issues that are supposed to work together in a well-coordinated manner. So this opportunity to us will be, just like you rightly said, the beginning of the development of a sustainable, consistent, well-programmed football development program where Nigeria's performance will be able to go beyond the under-17. It is expected that when you finish secondary school, you should go to the university. And the university, in terms of football, is the Senior World Cup. So we need to showcase what we have exhibited 5 times in the under-17 in the senior category. And the Sports Commission will leave no stone unturned in establishing a warm cooperation in terms of an MOU. We will encourage that MOU with you, which will be signed by the Grassroots Sports Development Department of the National Sports Commission, and will give you official access to the 6 geopolitical zones of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And thereafter, we will begin to count our blessings as we proceed. And I wish to use this opportunity to thank you for choosing Nigeria as your new home out of home. And we want to make sure, we will make sure that we make your stay very, very comfortable. And at no time should you have hesitations or reservations to come and see us to share experiences that you think you would need our input. At this juncture, I want to thank members of the press crew that have joined us in this. You come back finally to the men.
Okay, please. I'm with you.
All right, good. It's good to have you around. Well done, Oche.
I hope your visit today is a prayer answered.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
So let's appreciate the DG again.
Thank you. I can just stand here for a group photograph.